Hello, English 100 class. This is your video for week 12 class. We're focusing on our book Educated. You can see that I am in my Power Notes outline for Educated, which you will make too. So in this video, we're going to talk about doing research that connects with the book, finding ideas that can help us analyze the book, and we will also focus on Shawn. The character Shawn is Tara's older brother, and Shawn, he becomes a major character in somewhere around chapter 11, and especially pages 113 to 116, where Shawn is telling Tara that she needs to be modest and using words like fish eyes. So we're going to focus on Shawn and research that relates to Shawn. But first, let me give you a quick tour of the research that I've done, and then you'll start getting going on your own research. I have a couple pictures that I've saved. I did save some book reviews, which you can do too if you want. I have a folder on Dad, Tara's dad, where I looked up words like the Illuminati, survivalists, etc. I haven't done too much research yet on Tara and learning, so that's something I need to get going on. I did have a bunch of things under the category Shawn, but then I subdivided. I recommend making topics within Power Notes for, a topic for Dad, a topic for Shawn, a topic for Tara, and probably Mom also, because those are the four main characters. Also, there is an essay topic on Shawn. So if you want to analyze Shawn in the essay, you'll be able to do that. All right, so I'm going to focus on a few of the things I found when I was researching things that relate to Shawn. So I'm scrolling down. You can see I've got a bunch of things bookmarked. These are things that I highlighted when I was reading. We're going to start with this idea of modesty, because both Shawn and Dad keep telling Tara that they need to be modest. And so when you search, of course, you can go to the library databases, but you can also search in Google and you'll find all kinds of things. So let me start by showing you this interesting article that I found. So this is from an online magazine called Jezebel, and I feel tempted to analyze the title, but I won't. So the author is Lindy West, and there's Lindy right there. And the title is Hey Girls, Modesty is Bullshit. So this is not a scholarly style of writing, but I think it's good writing in a way. So maybe you like this article too. So she uses a dictionary definition of modesty. And who's our author again? Lindy West. So West writes, this is what modesty means. The key points here are correctness of conduct and womanly propriety. And then we have some colorful language here that I will let you read. I'm shy about reading things like that out loud. This is, again, not scholarly language, but I think her writing is good in a way. I kind of like this article. So you'll find all kinds of things out there about this topic of modesty and the idea that a girl or a woman should be modest. So let me go back to my outline. The second idea we're going to look at is the idea of let me find my title, the Madonna whore dichotomy. So we have some definitions. Let me find you a really simple definition to start. Okay. So again, when you highlight things using Power Notes, you can go back to them. So let's go back to this one. This one is also from an article by a young woman. I guess I find these articles interesting because the authors are 25 years younger than me. So here's a definition of the Madonna-whore dichotomy. It describes the perception of women as either a chaste, maternal Madonna figure or a promiscuous, immoral whore with little overlap between the two. Let's find a more uh, scholarly definition. Where's the one I wanted? Oh yeah, here it is. So let's go to this one. So this one's taking a while. Notice that we've gone to the LMC library here. So this is a scholarly journal article that I found using the library database. And you should look there too. So let's look at the title. The Madonna-whore dichotomy, men who perceive women's nurturance and sexuality as mutually exclusive, endorse patriarchy, and show lower relationship satisfaction. So this is what you would call the detailed record. If you wanted to do a citation for your works cited, you would go over here and you'd find MLA. See, there's your works cited entry. And you can click on the PDF to get the whole article. And you can tell it's a scholarly article because of some of the stylistic features. It's got a long, complicated title. It's got an abstract. And we have a definition again. The Madonna-whore dichotomy, MWD, denotes polarized perceptions of women in general as either good, chaste, and pure Madonnas or bad, promiscuous, and seductive whores. So there's, and I think we see this idea in Educated, which is, of course, is why I'm bringing it up, in the attitudes about Tara and women and girls shown by Dad and Shawn, and especially in this part of the book, again, pages 113 and 116. In this part of the book, Tara is now a teenager, so she's growing up, and Shawn and Dad are really reacting to her in some interesting ways. So you can look that up, the Madonna-whore dichotomy. And then the last category that I was researching is misogyny. So you can see the word right here, misogyny. The simple definition is hatred of women. But I think it gets more complicated when you dig into it. Let's find the dictionary definition first, though. Okay. So for a word like this, I think going to dictionary.com is a good way to start. So here's the definition. Misogyny, hatred, dislike, or mistrust of women, or prejudice against women. However, it gets more complicated after that. So let's look at, there's a recent book by Mann, and let's look at this quote right here. I'm going to go back to this article that I found. What we get wrong about misogyny. And let's see if that highlight is still there when I go back. Okay, here it is. So, a new book by Cornell philosophy professor Kate Manne has answers. She argues, this is Kate Manne, she argues that misogyny is not about male hostility or hatred. Instead, it's about controlling and punishing women who challenge male dominance. Misogyny rewards women who reinforce the status quo and punishes those who doesn't. So again, according to Kate Manne, misogyny is really about controlling and punishing women who challenge male dominance. Let's go back to my outline. Here I wrote in my note, hostility to women who disobey. Let's go back to this highlight from the same article. And this is Kate Manne, who was interviewed by Vox magazine. I think most misogynistic behavior is about hostility toward women who violate patriarchal norms and expectations, who aren't serving male interests in the ways they're expected to. There's this sense that women are doing something wrong, that they're morally objectionable or have a bad attitude, or that they're abrasive or shrill or too pushy. But women only appear that way because we expect them to be otherwise, to be passive. So again, this is Kate Manne's interpretation of what misogyny is. And so the question I'll leave for you is whether Shawn is a misogynist. Is Shawn showing the traits of misogyny? And going back to my outline, there's really a lot that has been written. Here's an interesting quote. Misogyny is the law enforcement branch of patriarchy. Patriarchy means male dominance. Okay, so again, to summarize, we looked at three concepts in this video. We looked at the idea of modesty, which comes up in the book. We looked at the idea of the Madonna-whore dichotomy, which you also see in the book, especially in the parts with Shawn and the parts about Dad and Dad's attitudes. And then the third idea we looked at was the idea of misogyny. So I'll leave you with that question of whether you think Shawn and Dad are misogynists in the way described by Manne or in some other way. And that is it for this video. Thank you.